text analysis. And your interesting dream, Sree, to see humanities students working as data scientists in future. And without further delay, let's start with the second session of digital additions and text analysis. And we will take the questions that were given to us in the first session and address them towards the end. Is that okay?
Yeah, that is fine. Yeah.
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 Over to you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Really, this digital editions and text analysis, this concept is actually itself at least 8 to 10 days, morning to evening. If you learn like that, you can understand the scope of this digital editions and how to convert image to text format, and after that how to make automatic annotations. Yeah, so person names and place names, how to develop data bank. So previously I have shown you some kind of annotation of person names and place names, right? Do you think that we did it in a manually? Nothing. Everything is automatic. We have a big data, which is called as World Wide Web. So how to crawl data, how to develop your own data bank. So it is actually a 8 to 10 days continuous workshop. Then you can learn each and everything with sample data. So, but I have shown you how it works out, how the annotation schema is. So how if you, for example, if you have a poetry or if you have some kind of historical document, a novel in your hand, so how to make it readable to machine, okay? How can extract some information from the novel via machine. So that's for that I have shown you some kind of a data bank and TEI annotation schema. Okay, so let's start the second part. So if we have a document, how can extract that information from the TEI text encoding initiative document to a normal human readable format? So how can visualize that thing? So in future, remember that people are very lazy, getting very lazy. Right? They don't have time to read books. Rather than reading books, they want to extract the core information, and they want to listen that information, or they want to visualize that information. Okay, so
Yes.
let me share my screen. There we are. Yeah. I think your screen. I am in office. I have two screens, so don't worry. So I will share this part to you, and after that, this part to you. Yeah, and now this part. So previously you have seen, do you know this simple XML schema, right? So you know everything. So heading, this is what actually we are dealing in TEA as well. So if you see, this is a simple XML, okay? But you are showing, you are seeing here heading one, heading two, a normal and paragraph. All these things are according to data user-friendly way. Yeah. So backend for that is actually XML with some kind of tags. Okay, this is how XML works out. If this is a sentence in backend, like here you are writing a sentence, right? So you can see the
Sree, your screen doesn't seem to be visible as of yet.
oh, is
Have
it?
you shared it or are you going to?
I shared it, right? What you are
Yeah.
seeing now,
No,
actually?
nothing. We see you speaking.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can what you are seeing
that's
now?
up. Yes, that's up.
Okay. So you
Oh,
can see this is actually a normal XML schema. So in a normal XML, you are seeing heading one, heading two, and heading three, or something like that. So this is for the user-friendly way the XML that particular XML schema develop. So if there is a sentence, you can see this is a tag first. This is a sentence. Okay. If there is some kind of emphasis by bolding it, the text or something, then we are saying that the emphatic part not allowed, something with some kind of tags. This is some normal XML schema like the document, paragraphs, and how to imagine that there's a book, this digital edition. The thing is the similar way they implemented with TEI, but the tags are quite different from TEI and XML. That is a major difference. Okay, but you can see this. I think this one. Yeah. Can you see this TEML schema? What you are seeing here now? Some kind of title, TEI file. Is it right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So see, imagine that there are 2 pages. So 2 pages of a book, a digital edition. How to annotate that one? So previously have seen XML one, right? So how to annotate it with TEI? So the heading is TEI, which document and which title and some kind of metadata about that title and some kind of subtitles and some description of the book and all these things, some line breaks, each and every line break. And if the paragraph, like for example, page number 13, third paragraph below, it contains an image about some kind of Indian map. So there is some kind of metadata about that image. So all this information is, we have to tag like this. Imagine that there are 2 pages. So you have to tag each and every word, each and every element. You have to bring that to this format. So this is actually the real digitalization. This is actually making digital India. If you make each and every paper in India, okay, if you convert that into this format, this is the real digitalization. Remember this strongly. Okay, digitalization means not taking a book and paper, scan it and keeping it. That's not a digitalization. Now everything is readable to machine from this format. Okay, this is what we have to develop. This is what humanities student who don't have computers language background, this is what actually they have to contribute. This is it is a contribution of more than a software. Okay, even so, without such kind of documents, we can't do any machine readable stuff. Okay, even for semantic webs, data science, these are the real core elements. Believe me, people will pay millions of rupees if you develop uh, such kind of data bank and TI conversion. Let's see, I will show you a simple thing. See how these Germans developed such kind of data bank for Indian related documents. You may surprise actually. You can't see any PDF format. You can't see any PDF and okay. Let me see, where is it? Yeah. I would like to really ask people, can you show me such kind of data bank, such kind of digital editions from any Indian organization? This is the project where we worked in 2012. Since 2012, this project is running from University of Göttingen. See, can you see any PDF? Any PDF download format? You can't. You can see only XML, and if you come to below, you can see TEL, TEI, text format, and after TF, you can what these documents are. These are our Vedas, all the ancient Vedas, Vedangas, Indian Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, Puranas, okay, religions literature, Saivism, Buddhism, Jainism, and poetry, Indian poetry, Natya Shastra, Dharmas, Kavyas, okay.
Amazing.
After that, some Dravidian language text, Tamil, Malayalam text. You can't see any PDF. You can't see any image. Everything is in text format. Otherwise, you can see TEI comfortable XML format. This is what actually we need. This is the real digital libraries, digital humanities, digital additional data bank. Who, who has to do such kind of work? All these are, see, you can see my cursor. It takes a long to go through each and every document. Okay, Saivas, Upanishads. See how big data bank it is. You can't see any PDF, any image, XML text, XML text, HTML. This is what we need. This is what exact wisdom. If you have such kind of documents, we don't need to fight Hinduism is the great and Muslimism is the great and this religion is the great and this is our boundary, this is our land, this is our temple. Don't need to fight if you have such kind of documents. Previously, in my first presentation, I have shown you a map, right? How Andhras are migrated from north to south. Okay, I have generated that map by combining this Rigveda from Rigveda. You can see TI, and here is the Rigveda, right? Where is Vedas? Yeah. So from these documents, so you can Rigveda in TI. So from these documents, I combined all these ancient documents and retrieved how Andhras are migrated from where it was mentioned in different kind of ancient documents and how I created a data visualization which can explain how Andhras are migrated from north to south. This is what actually we needed, guys. Yeah, please. This is not work of computers, guys. This is the work of humanities and social science, non-technical guys. If you develop such kind of things, your culture, your heritage, your religion, everything is highlighted. Okay. So let's go through a little bit presentation. So you can see everything is in TAI format. Now everything is in annotated. Now how we can use semantic web to retrieve the science from this TAI documents. Let's see that part. Okay, now I'm going to stopping this one again, sharing my presentation. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm sharing. Okay. This,
Yes, it's
guys, yeah, I think once, sorry, if it is boring to you, just let me know, but don't get boring. It is the core part. Once we have a markup, once we have everything, how to make.
Everybody is very interested in this.
Sorry.
we are very interested in this.
Oh, thank you very much. This is my dream actually. People are saying digital editions. Okay, you can do it, but implement semantic web. See, if you are saying that okay, my mother tongue is great, okay, some that religion is great, all these are nothing. So you can make the text, you can make this ancient text up to wisdom level. So it has to gone through from knowledge, information to knowledge, from the knowledge to wisdom. If you see all these ancient documents, all these historical documents, from the peak of the wisdom, you feel all are equal. That thing we can achieve with digital humanities. That is the main motto of the real education. Huh? So I think you can see this slides, right? Encoding text and markup XML, blah blah blah, right?
Yes, we see.
Yes,
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I am sorry why I'm asking is in my I am in
Absolutely.
office. Yeah, I have two screens more and two laptops, so that's why I am asking. I am skipping a few things which I explained. So let's start from here. Knowledge graphs. Okay, you have a TEI schema. We have a TEI documents backend. So from that TEI, you have to extract the knowledge and you have to generate some graphs. Okay, previously I explained. Is there any relationship between Mayaji and me? Okay, there is some kind of graphs. Yeah. So is there any relationship between me and Nawaz Sharif? Maybe Nawaz Sharif many times visited India. He took a photo in Berlin Wall and he uploaded it in the Facebook. Yesterday I went to Berlin Wall. I took a photo and at the same place I updated it in the Facebook. So there is a connection. Okay. So this is also a knowledge. So how we can visualize these things? So if we have these digital editions in the TI format, we can do such kind of knowledge graphs. So this slide is showing the past. Okay, you use our ancient people knowledge, use our ancient people wisdom, and give that wisdom to uh, future. Okay, don't say that everything. Even so, we are saying that object oriented programming. Okay, I am teaching here for masters in computer science students a course which is called as big data and data analytics, and another course is introduction to programming for data science. Each and every example to explain the programming concept I used to take from our day-to-day life. Object-oriented programming, computers technology, it is nothing, something came from heaven or hell. Everything, science, philosophers, everything, the basic for everything is philosophy. Everything generated, everything created from the philosophy and human life, even the operations of computers. If I give the examples, it is going to be a really big talk. Okay, even how you behave with your girlfriend, how you behave with your with your wife, all these are they exactly captured these things and they kept in the programming. Inner class, outer class. Inner class is wife, outer class is girlfriend. How we have to maintain two entities. Object-oriented programming will teach you. That's why, yeah, philosophy is the most important thing. So in this presentation, I'm going to briefly introducing you. You have a data. Previously I explained, text is a data. How to extract knowledge, information from the text, knowledge, how to represent this knowledge, and how to do semantic applications. Okay, all these things I am going to explain you in this project. Okay, let me ask this a small question. Data, information, and knowledge. What is the definition? What is your definition towards data, information, and knowledge? Anyone? What is data? What is data? What is information? What is knowledge? Okay, no answer? Okay, then I will start this. What is it?
Maybe if I have to use an analogy, we can say that data is the raw ingredients of food like vegetables or spices. Information is something, information is perhaps when you have cooked it, you have a sabzi, something like that. And knowledge is, I mean, it would be too gross, but like the energy
Okay.
you will get out of it.
Nutrition that you get out of it. Yeah.
I am really hungry. For me, exact 11 o'clock, you were saying all Indian subject names. Okay. See, if I display here 33.6, what is it? If I set that 33.6 M, what is it? If I set that this information below a fish and 33.6 meters, what is it? There is a difference, right? This is a raw data. No sense, actually. 36.3, some number. 33.6. If I said that M, oh, the raw data, like some is going to 36.3, is it a some meters height or weight or something? We don't know. If I mention M, it is the raw data is going to be convert into some kind of information, meters. Okay. Now it is some kind of knowledge. I am displaying a fish, and after on the top I am making 33.6, and this is a like a animal which is the maximum length is 33.6, which is more than that. It doesn't belongs to that particular kind of animal. Okay, it is actually a knowledge. So we can make with knowledge some kind of rules and some kind of algorithms. So that's, you can see data, information, and knowledge. You have a raw text book, you are converting into electronic format, providing some kind of information, metadata, whether it's a person or not, term or something. Okay, so by providing that, you are converting a raw data into a information. Once you have converted information, now you have to convert that information into knowledge. Okay, this is actually semantic web is really pretty easy to platform where you can convert this information into knowledge. Until information, you have to work with TEI. Yeah. Okay. So data just the data is a raw. Okay. It simply exists and has no significance. But the information. Okay. The information is the data. Of course, information is also a data that has been given meaning by the relation connection. There is some kind of relation. By adding M, so the simple data, we are making some, sorry, the simple data is going to be a meaningful, yeah? So it is useful to somewhere else. Well, we can make it, what is 33, which is the longest 33.6 meters. We can ask some kind of who, what, when, where, such kind of questions based on if it is the data converted as a information. So in your digital editions, you have a raw data. You have converted the raw data into with TEI as information. From the information, you can ask who did this thing. What is the relation between Ganesh and Mayaji? So how they're connected. So where they connected. So all this information we can retrieve from semantic web technologies. So once you retrieve that, then you are bringing that text, that information into a knowledge base. Knowledge base means, yes, it is true. Yes, these two people are, they have this type of bondage. These two entities are really close. The statement, okay, for example, Aryabhatta invented the distance between sun and earth in long back. We used to say we are Indians, we are proud of that. But can you prove that? Can you prove it a arithmetic, a algorithm based? But we are saying, huh? So that means just we want to convert the ancient documents to a knowledge base. Then with this knowledge, we can say that yes, we are based on this thing, based on this knowledge, I am saying that Aryabhatta invented the distance between sun and earth. So that is the task of digital humanist. So you can see here, data, information, knowledge. Still whole world is, to be frank, actually because of this internet usage, nowadays the process became a little bit easier to reach this knowledge stage. Okay, after that, from the knowledge to reach the wisdom, that is the peak of artificial intelligence. Okay, all are equal, all are same. Why don't you make a universal grammar and universal, we have a Chomsky universal grammar. Is it not possible to make universal knowledge, universal wisdom? Yeah. Who has the right copyrights on biryani? Patent on biryani. All these things we can, believe me, all these things we can really justify on this. Okay. But before that, how can we see the knowledge? See, this is a simple, I think, are there any linguistics people? So in linguistics, we have a semantics. In semantics, we have a set theory, right? So the same thing semantic web is taking into consideration. So you can see here, in the world, or in the documents, in the ancient documents, we have, in the people, we have some truth or we have some beliefs. Okay, we have some truths are there, we have some beliefs are there. So within that, we have some kind of true beliefs. Okay, that means those are really true, but those truths are also beliefs. Okay, common. And inside that, always knowledge says, that is a justified knowledge. Okay, we have to implement the same thing on your annotated text documents. So from that, you can extract the knowledge with justify true beliefs. Okay. For that, you have annotated knowledge-based thing. You have to generate ontologies. Ontologies means how this thing is related to that thing. For example, what is the ontology of my nail? This nail, for example, I have a nail. Nail is part of the finger is part of the arm is part of the hand is part of the body. So there is a body is part of universe. So like that, there is some kind. In previously, I have shown you in the geodata information. So if you search for Hyderabad, it is saying that world, Asia, within the Asia, the Deccan in Hyderabad. So that in that area, Hyderabad occur in different contexts. This is how we have to provide each and every word in your mother tongue. So how can we represent? We have dictionaries. How can we represent this knowledge in digital format? Can you imagine what is your comprehension? If you see this one, what you understood? Climate change is the Everest for all problems. What you understood?
The biggest problem?
Yes, the biggest problem. But why not? Do you think that Everest is the reason for all these things? Why understood that thing? Why your brain is saying biggest? I didn't use biggest. If you see that Everest, is there any meaning exactly biggest?
Yeah, the metaphorical representation of the word.
Metaphorical representation, yeah. So if I run the same sentence with knowledge, with tags, okay, how can machine, we have seen that person names tagging, place names tagging, technical terms tagging, annotation in digital editions, okay? How can machine dissolve these things? I mean, I said that none of those things are done by manually. I told you everything is done automatically. So how it happens? See, if you search for our World Wide Web, if you search for Everest, okay, it has these many meanings. Everest is a place name, a small village name in the state of Kansas in America. Everest is a gas field. So did you observe in the geodata information, even that geodata information we detected, even if there is a mill, a rice mill or something, a cotton mill with name Hyderabad, it detected that one. It has given a unique ID for that. In the similar way, Everest is a gas field near Scotland. Everest is he was a George Everest. Okay, George Everest is a person name who was Surveyor General of India. So, yeah, Irish football player, Jock Everest, and a mountain, Mount Everest. So there is a lot of ambiguity. So, but if you see, if even you can't consider here Everest means if you tag that this is a mountain, you are lost. It is not a mountain. But in generally, it has different kind of these possibilities, but it is not a mountain. If you said that climate change is the Everest for all problems. So we have to disambiguate this thing with some kind of ontological information, which is the semantical property, class and entity. Okay, this distinction we have to make it. So for each and every sense, we have to make this entity and classification relation. So Mount Everest, it is a mountain, or it is subclass of a landform. This is actually ontology. Yeah, it is subclass of a landform. It is a geomorphical unit. So from that, we make a simple set theory based on see the text context and see the n-gram applications, what is preceding and following something, and make some kind of basic set theory. Of course, you need not to implement even set theory. Just this is a set. I have taken this set theory because most of the linguistics people, they have familiar with the set theories in semantics. Okay, so through this thing, you can disambiguate what exactly in the particular sentence, what exactly that Mount Everest mean. Okay, that's why we are using ontological information. Mount Everest is a geographical unit. This is a subclass of natural geographic object, and it is a landform. Yeah, and this class may have some different more classes, mountains and touristic attractions, and all this information. So this don't afraid of these things. Machine can generate all these relations automatically if you provide proper information. Information means text encoding initiative, annotated data. So the same thing, it will calculate the range based on n-gram and domains. So name and evaluation. So it will choose finally the closest one. So that's why here you can see classes and properties, and again the classes. So what class it is actually here? Finally, Mount Everest. It is a mountain. If you take this thing in the range of if you calculate the distance within the entities based on the context. Okay, see, once you have such kind of information, okay, how you can generate this knowledge graph? If I said that, see how ontological information helps this. If I said that Neil Armstrong, we have this same author name, Neil Armstrong, may occur in different kind of documents, different kind of websites, different kind of PDFs, different kind of maybe metadata, YouTube or some other places. Okay, but how can machine knows who is Neil Armstrong? So it will calculate the distance between each and every entity within the sentence level. Of course, you can make it the graph, the boundary within the paragraph or something. So Neil Armstrong, first he's an astronaut. Neil Armstrong is a test pilot. So did you remember? That's why we have we are tagging each and every entity name or place name or technical terms, everything, even date we have to tag it. Okay, so he's a person. Yeah, a text pilot is also a person. This is one graph, and Neil Armstrong is date of birth, date of death, and this person is a pilot and astronaut. There is another entity which is called as Apollo 11. He connected to Apollo 11 as a crew member. So this Apollo 11 contains 3 crew members. And what is Apollo number? It is a space machine. So 3 crew members, among them Neil Armstrong is one, and other 2 are these people. So again, you can generate a graph again for this person and this person, where he born, what is the profession, and all these things. I have shown you a person data bank. Did you morning, right? I have given you a person name, and so all you can see below where he worked out, what was his birth date, when he died, where he worked out, and what books he wrote, what alternative names does he has. Okay, did you able to compare this graph with that data? So that is actually semantic web, and look how entities are connected. So if you have different editions from one person, one author, okay, how this edition, if I wrote 10 books, by knowingly, unknowingly, my knowledge, there is some connectivity between all this, my writings. Even though sometimes we did a nice last year, I did a small comparison. I have taken a Telugu author because of on his 16th birthday. I took his some of his poems, and I am comparing his way of style with German poets. Obviously, entities are my style, my way of writing is maybe similar to another one, because if I read his books a lot, unconsciously my brain adopt his way of style. So even though such kind of cognitive things and among writers, we can visualize how this writing, how this edition is related to this edition. Okay, I have been talking about semantic web. Okay, once we have these things, now you can see the core semantic web. What is exactly semantic web? Semantic web is nothing but the extension of current web. Current web means the websites. Okay, so in current web, we are using HTML and XML and something, but in semantic web, we are doing a little bit advanced with ontologies, how these entities are related, how these two entities in this website are related. For example, your university has a website. Okay, this website contains different kind of data, person names or place names. Maybe you may update today's program in your website. Okay, then you may provide my name in the website. my university contains my name in the website. Hey, hello. So how these entities are related? What is the relationship between these entities? So as I shown you earlier, Neil Armstrong, semantic web helps you to generate such kind of uh, uh, data analysis, and we can do really nice data visualizations with semantic web technologies. So as I mentioned today morning, we have people in semantic web, we believe strongly we have only one data bank. So not a individual data bank. Web is a kind of a global data bank, universal data bank. So if you want to if you want to develop some kind of applications, why should you bother creating a lot of hardware resources? Okay, terabytes of data you have to store in your office, and servers has to run. So it is a little bit difficult. But we are connecting. We are believing that semantic web people are believing that World Wide Web, WWW, is our universal data bank. So each and every time connect with and extract the information. How your brain actually, it is like how your brain is functioning. So for example, I am talking flow. Yeah, I am talking continuously, but how your brain is capturing this thing, how your neurons are blinking each and every time and gathering this knowledge, right? So similar way, so you have to connect this World Wide Web and what World Wide Web is saying and what kind of data it is, we have to extract that thing. So this is the basic, you used to say semantic web cake. Okay, this is the basic cake how semantic web technology works out. So this is actually linked data. Linked data is not exactly the core part of the semantic web, but from the outside, it supports the semantic web applications. This morning, I think I have seen one person is asking, why is linked data is part of the semantic web? So in my personal opinion, I believe that linked data is not the core part of the semantic web. I believe linked data is the another component actually. So where you can use this component to make accurate applications. So here you can see, as I explained to you, basic HTML protocols and web app platforms. And after that in XML and RDS. What is RDS? Resource Description Frameworks. Let's say I will give some kind of explanation from this. So you can see, so Mount Everest. Okay, here there is a website to Mount Everest where you can see all this information. This is the HTTP or web application from the below layer. Okay, so where each and every person, each and every entity should have a link to contain some kind of information about the entity. So now here actually in the website we have some XML and all these things, second layers, and this is actually RDF. So what is RDF means? RDF is resource description framework. What kind of entity it is, where I can get some kind of information about that particular entity. So Mountain Everest is a mountain, and it has some kind of metadata like Mountain Everest. That resource, that is Mount Everest is a resource. We can extract as much as information related to that particular Mount Everest. So that is called actually RDF. In RDF, actually in natural language, we used to get subject, object, and verb, right? So otherwise, some languages subject, verb, and object. In a similar way, this RDFs use triple stores to understand, to comprehend the sentence of this text. So you have annotated with different kind of metadata, right? Person name, place names, and all these things. So this RDFs use this triple stores, subject, 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 property, and object. From that, it is extracting that information. For example, if there is a statement Usman is studying, Usman is staying at Jamia, Delhi. Okay, Jamia University, Delhi. So there is a person, entity, Usman, and Jamia University, another entity in Delhi, third entity. So what these who is the, as I mentioned here earlier, in digital humanities, most known entities are most important. So it holds all the entities, and how it calculates the distance between these three entities. How this name, it doesn't matter whether it's a person name or some, that is the ontological part. Their semantic web dissolve all this information. But initially, from in the information level, how this person is related to this one. What is the relation between with another entity, named entity. So we have to this triple stores generates such kind of resource description frameworks. Yeah. So once we have done, then we are going for vowel ontology. So whether it is a person, initially it doesn't matter whether it is entity or not. So from the entity, we are slowly moving into extracting the semantical kind of stuffs with vowel and vowel ontology. It is a landform, subclass of mountain, and it is also named after something like that. Okay. Oh. So once we have done such kind of thing, you can see here, you can directly use this Sparkle query to extract the information from this. So how does it works out? I will show you a little bit slides. Let me yeah. This is closing this. I think. I can sharing my screen.
It's not up yet.
Yeah, it is coming. 1 second. Yes. Okay. Okay. So morning, I asked you a question. Is it possible to know since before Greece, since our ancient time, how many times where one particular word occur? For example, Quran, or for example, Allah, for example, something. How this person, how many times Gandhi visited South Africa? How many times Subhash Chandra Bose visited Germany? What is the relationship between Subhash Chandra Bose and Hitler? Okay, we have in Germany, we can't even pronounce the name of the Hitler, so we have to be careful. Okay, so like that, if you have proper data, we can visualize, we can retrieve all this information, okay, from World Wide Web. Our data, we have only one thing, our data is World Wide Web. I have shown you Sparkle. So I think people have some idea about SQL, structured query language. So similarly, almost equal to Sparkle, SQL, we have another language which is called as Sparkle. So what the Sparkle used to do is, if you want to retrieve some kind of information from World Wide Web, it send your question to World Wide Web and try to extract some kind of relevant information into your screen or into your data bank. So see, simple. This is a Sparkle query. Okay, my source data set is I am using DBpedia as a resource. So what my intention is, select distinct amount person name as CNT, mount RDF. I am using RDFs, right? Remember this RDF, right? Resource discussion point. Our source is mountain, and what I want is actually I want two entities, person name and mountain name. The connection is depth. As I mentioned earlier, Usma Jakis worked in Jamia University in Delhi. Okay, so there are entities, person, place, and organization. In the similar way, just I am holding only the, as I mentioned earlier, in digital humanities, the named entities are most important. Okay, so I am holding the mountain entity and the person entity, and both are connected with depth. Depth is the thing. From those, I want to see all the people in the history of world, in the universe, those people who died on mountains. Okay, this is the group by mountain and order by first one is who's dead first. That is the first one, and second is the like that. I'm running this query. See, I got all this data bank. Okay, this the most death is 35 people died on Mount Everest. The Mount blank, 9 people died on Mount blank. So this is the since centuries. This is the list how many people died. 35 people on Everest. So if you want to know more information, if I click this one, I can see all the information of Mount Everest. Okay, this is one kind of retrieving knowledge. So you can immediately, if you connect this data bank to your text document, machine automatically compare this information, and if the entity is matching, it's simply connected this one. So here, just I have seen here, the output is mountain name, and it counts the death. Okay, and it's saying that 35 people, 9 people, 8 people, something. But I don't want to the number. I want to see them. I want to see their photos. I want to know more data about that particular person, if available in the World Wide Web. As I said, I have only one data bank, which is called as World Wide Web. Okay. Previously, I have shown it is saying that okay, on Mount Everest, till now I have found 35 in the whole World Wide Web data. I found 35 people died. Okay, it is fine. It is some kind of is very surface level information. I want to see those 35 people names, date of birth, place of birth, where they born, when they born, how they died, and which date they died, and where they worked. All this information I want to see, if including photos. Then I have to change my simple query, this query. Okay, I want to change this query into like this. The same thing, logic is same, but I am asking here more information, including images. Okay, and I am running this into these languages: English, German, French, Spanish, and Italian. It takes a little bit. Don't worry, I don't have any corona, but I don't know. Some cough.
Sip of water.
Yeah. So it takes a little bit while because it has to retrieve the images and some metadata, all these things.
Wow.
So you can see it is -1000. I think still it is running. I am sorry because my laptop contains only 1 GB RAM. So it is really my personal laptop I am running. So you can timeline. It is, I think, before 500 or something. Yeah, it is running, still running. Before 500, BC 500, this person, his name is Moses with 10 comments. Okay, do you know in Bible there was a person Moses. According to our data bank, before 500, Moses died on a mountain. Okay, that was the first entity, including his photos, and slowly, so the last death is the last death on mountain is now. Hey, recently, November 23rd, November 2020. Okay, there is a guy. He died on mountain. Why he doesn't have brain? It is corona. Why don't you sit at home and stay? Why he went to mountain hiking? Okay, so let's see who is he? This guy actually. The name is see for other people. It is retrieving. Oh, there's an Indian guy. Hamish Mansali. Let me see who is he. Yeah, on 22nd November, this guy died, and 23rd November, this guy died. Actually, it is the latest information. Let's see who is the latest guy went to heaven.
May God rest his soul.
Yeah. So, see how this is actually beauty. See, it is tagging. He's a human. Okay. Country of citizenship, Azerbaijan something, I don't know.
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan. Okay. Date of birth this year. Place of birth TV. date of death this year, place of death in this mountain. Yeah, I think let's see where this mountain is located. Okay, this mountain is located here. See, this is an instance mountain. Okay, so even you can see location where exactly it is located, and there might be some metadata about it height and all these things. And yeah, this information, this is a thing which we have to really interest. We have to develop such kind of thing for our ancient books. This is actually, this is the digital India. This is the digital, the wisdom of India. Okay, let's see who is this Indian guy. This is the Indian guy in 2019, Kalpana Das. Let's see. He died in the Mount Everest, it seems. Okay, he's a human. Oh, she's a lady, Kalpana Das. A lady died in 2000, Kalpana Das. Okay, female. He's an Indian.
Mountaineer.
Yeah. Name of native language. I think, is it Odisha? Yeah, it is Odia. She is a Odia girl. Given name Kalpana. Family name Das. Date of birth. Place of birth. In which district? We can see, visualize. Date of death. Place of death, mountain, Mount Everest. Native language and profession. She's a lawyer and mountaineer. Profession, sports mountaineering. So she died on 2019. Okay, so if you want to see some more information about this Mount Everest, it is displaying, yeah, in different languages how they are calling, where exactly it is located, and what is the height. Some images, Nepal, or how it is called in Nepal. George, who see, I mentioned right, George Everest, named after that that Indian guy, Indian British I mentioned previously, that who came to rule India. So based on his name, 1965, 1865, it was named. So all this information, where exactly it located, the height, okay, all this information you have to see. So with one simple query, you can visualize all this information. These are the people from available, the death of the people available from since the first death from Moses, which is in Bible. Okay, on this after that January, this guy and all this information. So this is the beauty of semantic web technology. This is what actually we need to develop. For that, don't think that one simple query, you can learn the query language pretty easily, but the data bank we have to develop. That is a part of humanities and social science students. So I don't want to take much more time. And as I promised to you, I would like to show you how we retrieved information from Quran, Holy Quran. Yeah, this is a 20 years project from German European Union funded project. Okay. So previously there was a guy who lead this project, but now I'm leading this project. Part of this project, mostly technical part, I'm leading. I think it's in small letters. Right. So what is main aim of this project is actually we gathered the ancient Quran manuscripts. You can see all this, yeah, all these chapters and verses and surahs. Okay, we gathered all this ancient manuscript throughout the main manuscripts. I think you can see here in the list. So from Egypt, yeah, you can see we got this one, some museum in Istanbul, Jerusalem, and Cairo, two, I think from Cairo, 2 editions, and Copenhagen, and from India, Rampur Raj Library. I don't know it. I think it is maybe from Uttar Pradesh.
Raza Library.
Yeah. So actually, there is we got that copy of a Quran document as well. So attributed to Ali Talib. Okay, after that, different kind of editions. So we did scanning. So you can see this here, the beauty of this Egyptian. I think the first one is Baltimore edition. Here the beauty is ancient time printing is really difficult. What they do is they used to add, if they want to do some kind of editions, they used to add with other color ink. So you might have seen some kind of green and some type red. That means by adding the dots, they are adding some kind of information. So what we did, we scanned these documents and we did some optical character recognition, OCR, and we converted that same document into this one. And after that, translate into English and some more metadata related information. So even the backend is, we are converting automatically this document into TEI format. So each and every entity, each and every person name, place name, any ancient technical terms, all are automatically converted into that format. Okay, let's see, let me see this, our Indian copy. Where is it? Yeah. Taking a little bit time because huge data bank. So all our images and so this is see how beauty our Indian way of writing system. Yeah. So you can see all this selected Varsha. We can select anything, okay, from any fluoro and something, and you can. This is the text, basic text of this document, Rambara, the Quran document. So we did some kind of automatic OCR. So you can see some symbols. And some characters may not be recognized, but those unrecognized characters, again, we are training with machine learning algorithm, and we convert it into OCR, and translation is available. Even we translate it into these Germans, they are really crazy to bring everything into their language. Whatever, if there is, even for the Nepal, in 2013, there was an earthquake, right? For the earthquake also, they gathered all this ancient Nepal tantric Sanskrit manuscripts, and they created a big project which is called as Nepalika. So they're analyzing all this old tantric Sanskrit manuscripts. So that's, see how Western people are foreign people are looking into your culture and your heritage. How they are extracting the knowledge. There were 12 universities in Germany. They have been working on Indian religion, Indian related stuff, even all Indian languages, Indian religion, Indian geography. Okay. So, but their view is not a like, okay, this poet, I'm working on research on this poet. Oh, this poetry is really beautiful. He is a great poet. It's not like that. After your PhD, who is going to use that thing? Anyone? Except that you have to allocate some space in the library shelf. Create such kind of data bank. Think first, whenever you are starting a PhD or some research, who is using this work? Is it useful at least my students? Is it useful at least my community? Yeah. So this is what actually I got motivated. Even my students from computer science guys, I used to tell them, implement your knowledge to the society if you are doing a master project or even bachelor thesis. So I really thank to everyone. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask the questions. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Sri. It was deeply enriching, and the amazing possibilities out of this digital humanities. But again, I would start with my own question.
Yeah.
And Sri, while all these noble and good intention with the universalization of heterogeneous knowledge structures, but do you think it might just also lead to the same hegemonizing processes that the world has repeatedly experienced on civilizational scale already? Like, a rich man, a power hungry rich man, if attest a technology so piercing or so penetrative into the information of each and every individual's life, might just endanger the
Yeah.
privacy of everyone, as we have been discussing over the course of this workshop. So how do you look at it? What do you think, what kind of ethics are required to somehow regulate these tools?
In 2000, I will tell a nice story. In 2012, I was working with Göttingen Center for Digital Humanities.
Mhm.
By that time, I heard a news, actually, it is really sensational news. The mayor of Hanover, there is a city near to Lower Saxony state. The mayor of Hanover, he submitted his PhD, it
Mhm.
awarded, and after that, some opposition party found he didn't refer a reference in his thesis, and the party went to court. Finally,
Mhm.
his PhD was cancelled. He was a mayor of the city. Just he wasn't able to give you a reference. So that's the thing. The, I can see that the copyrights issues are, some rules are very strict in some countries. So some rules are very flexible in some other countries. Okay. So you might have seen in my presentations, some slides in below, I mentioned where from which course I have used this particular slides, Carl Schuhe, something like that, right? So if you mention such kind of thing, that is purely your ethnical thing. Yeah, so of
There
course, yeah,
there is a lot of curiosity here
Mhm.
as to the markup thing that you told us in the morning.
yeah.
Uh, so people, many of us actually want to see how it is done. So if you could demonstrate with a short text, how to do this markup.
Oh, okay. For that, actually, I have to install some kind of oxygen tools and markup tools. So probably,
If I can join in, Oxygen is a paid software, right? Is there an open source alternative to this? Because I have been actually I am part of the cohort that you are training, and we have a project of our own where we have trained models in OCR in Kraken. You must be aware of
yeah,
this tool that a
yeah,
French computer scientist has built, and so a lot of current corpus development projects are using this project, this OCR engine. So we have also trained a few models for it.
okay.
I am working on it in Hindi, so I have trained it for 3 different typefaces, and
Mhm,
with that I've been able to OCR publicly available document,
mhm,
and the results are really good, really promising. So what right now we are looking for, we are interested in, is to kind of get a kind of a practical demonstration, if you have the time to convert this into a digital edition, so that we also have a taste of doing these kinds of work for in our own PhD projects and group projects. And
yeah.
so
So I think that is the morning I was in from home. That was another laptop. So there I have shown you 3 XMLs. One is a schema. Another one is that one of the document from this Blumenbach 77,000 pages. Okay. So you have the you have the text. You have, is it Hindi text, right? So you have the text. So for that, first you have to connect your text into a data bank. Uh, I will send the. Are you software engineer or just are you from
no, sir.
non-computer?
I have a background in literary studies, but in the pandemic, I have trained myself. I know a
Mm,
little bit
okay. Mm,
Python, so I can work from I can handle things from the command line. I am comfortable with that.
yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, so if you can see this, there are some person names and place names and all this in data bank. So for that Blumenbach documents, we extracted all the names, ancient names from different kind of archives. So we have to write some kind of crawling kind of data, crawling the data from the web. For example, I want to see all Urdu uh, person names data bank. I want to develop that one. So are there any archives? Otherwise, you told me that you have some kind of converted OCR. So
Yeah,
go through this.
I have a literary history. It's one of the earliest in Hindi.
Mhm.
So right now I have OCR the entire thing. So I still have to go through a little bit of post processing. So I'm doing working
Yeah,
on that
while
right.
you are post processing, just tag all the person names and place names and try to run these entities to World Wide Web, Semantic Web. From that, you can get some more entities. So first of all, you have to develop your each and your data bank step by step. Once you have the data bank, then you can tag each. You have that machine learning. You have trained data and test data. So you have to develop slow by slow trained data and test data. So from that, actually, you can evaluate. In this German documentation, Blumenbach documentation, initially to do this named entity annotation, I think that German is a really well scientifically or technically well equipped language. So I thought that we have Stanford named entity recognition, and we have GATE tool. So I run whole
So yes,
document.
that is one aspect that I wanted to ask you. I can do Python. So is there a way to do it? The NLTK library, it allows it enables you to do the name entity recognition thing. So
Yeah,
can I?
yeah. If it is actually modern Hindi or something, you can use it in Python libraries for named entities for Hindi.
Yes, it's
But
in
in my
Thotempudi.
case, yeah, in my case, I got really problem because, as I mentioned, this is a 15th century German documents. That too, scientific anthropological documents. It may contain different kind of language, Latin, Greek, and other combinations. So literally, I failed while annotating with Stanford German named entity and GATE and other tools. Then what we thought is, okay, we don't have proper entities. That's why it is going to fail. We have to develop a data bank. For us to develop a data bank, it took around 1 year. So we don't know we don't know any classical German language data bank for that. That is anthropological document. Okay, 77,000 pages. So we gathered every day. We used to crawl data from different resources. If here that comes from license and privacy issues, also we have to take care about that. And yeah, we used to crawl and develop the data bank. Once you have the data bank, then you can connect to your text and annotate, map each and every entity, and you can annotate this automatically. If you have Java programming knowledge, I can give you the whole source code. Okay, I can give how we annotating, what is our TA schema, how we are using this TA schema to connect our German text and German data bank. That is in my GitHub repository. You can use it.
I will definitely follow that on the GitHub. But just to ask you another thing, can you tell me about like some of the most developed NLP libraries for South Asian languages? Because there is one that I have heard is under development at IIT Bombay. This PhD student started working on it. Now he's working at Microsoft Research. So that might be something that might be something that would be useful for us who are venturing into this field. And another is by this engineer at Geo, but I don't know more than that. So can you please
Which Geo?
about NLP live? This engineer he works at Geo, so Reliance Geo.
Okay.
So they are also working developing these libraries for.
I think that NLTK has, I mean, fortunately, let me say, I don't have really that much experience. Since 10 years, I am not really working on Indian languages. With my own interest, sometimes I am creating small Indians. If I get students who would like to work under me, I used to give some kind of work projects on Indian languages. As you mentioned, we also developed a OCR system for Sanskrit. So for that, initially, I told to my students, first Google it, what are the tools, what kind of tools are available. They found 7 tools from India. So we wrote many emails to them. We are so-and-so organization, we want to test your OCR, Sanskrit OCR, even CDAC. So suddenly we didn't get any reply. Even we didn't get any test train data. So CDAC is also removed all these things from a website. Then fortunately, there is actually, there is, I mean, mostly our digital humanities community in Germany, we are closely associated with National Library of Vienna. So National Library of Vienna has a really strong technical team who used to develop different kind of digital humanities applications. So I had a meeting with this director, and he told me that he will give their own model for neural networks for OCR. So my student trained our model, our Sanskrit model, on based on their neural network model. So like that, we used to develop our own thing. But Gate has sufficient, no, not Gate. Python has sufficient Indian related NLP libraries. I think so, but I have to do a little bit research on that. If you to answer your question, what kind of libraries, who are working? Even JNU, I found JNU is doing some kind of
Yes,
Sanskrit.
one Nepali computer scientist is working there on.
Yeah, I heard something like that. Yeah, but for us, you can use some of the tools, not all the tools. Particularly, we have a cluster here, European digital cluster. So those people who associated with this cluster, they can access our common tools. So like, for example, Copenhagen tool, and otherwise National University of Vienna and some other Heidelberg is developing some kind of tools. For Nepalika project, they are developing Sanskrit. Totally, you can do OCR with the mobile. So they are developing such kind of apps from Heidelberg. So that's the thing.
Thank you very much. I will definitely follow up with you on the GitHub also.
Thank you, Dr. Sree. And Rohan, I hope your questions from the morning has also been addressed during this exchange, right?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So now we will take one more question, and this is from Dr. Sadullah Khan, and he wants to know how this corpus Quranicum will help to a student of religious studies.
Yeah.
Can you comment on that, Dr. Sree?
Yeah. How this previously I have shown you this corpus Quranicum helps. What it has different kind of editions. Each and every country has its own edition of the Quran. So what kind of modifications they did? Is it they did any kind of modifications, and why? Are there any relationship between culture and religion? Are there then actually, if you want to combine history of that particular period and do some kind of data visualization, what kind of modification they did? What is the differences between editions? Who might be the author for this edition? As I shown you, right? In one edition, they did only red marks. In the second edition, the same page, they did with green letter. So all these things we can do visualization. The interesting thing is, not only Quran, we have to do such kind of studies with all other religions. Okay, Hinduism or Jainism or Buddhism, anything. Then if the text is there, that what they are saying, what is the main concept of the religion. So is God is one or different, and is there any mythological elements which are taken from one religion to another religion? How they migrated these concepts? You can do a lot of things with such kind of text with semantic web applications.
Thank you, Dr. Sree. This was amazing, and I hope there is a lot more that we can learn from you, and we hope we will keep in touch, and you will let us benefit more in order to have an advanced system of digital technologies going, digital humanities going at the Department of English in Jamia, Millia, Islamia.
Yeah.
So before we close, I would ask Professor Nishad Zaidi to come in and.
Thank you, Osama. And thank you, Sree. It was very useful. At the same time, we also feel that we need some more training from you. So maybe, we'll ask you to come over again and talk to my students and us and train us in what I think is very useful for us and something that we need to begin with. Because everything else comes after this basic training in digitization, because most of us assume digitization is just the PDF or scanning in PDF, something that sites like Rekhta they do it, but obviously it is not, and we need to do this in order to create knowledge creation will begin with this digitization program. And since we have a huge corpus of literature, which is rare manuscripts and literature that is not available to people, and our students are working in areas which where they have access to a lot of these literature and they use it. So I think they are they have the expertise in terms of subject knowledge. They need training in technology or maybe some help in technology to be able to digitize it. So somewhere we need to create to build these bridges and to think of ways of doing it. How much of technology can a humanities student learn, and what are the possibilities of collaboration? Because for past 6 days we have been hearing that DH is all about collaboration.
Yeah.
So if it is collaborative, because we have engineering institutions, we have engineering college in our own university, we have computer science department, so maybe we can involve some students from there, and
Yeah.
for them it will be an opening and a challenge to to deal with humanities, just as for our students it's a challenge to deal with technology.
Yeah.
So somewhere we need to create these interfaces in order to to build something constructive, and we will need your help in our future endeavors, in our present endeavor as well. So thank you so much. I
Yeah.
understand that this was just not enough. I mean, you have just given us a kind of trailer of what
Yeah.
can what can be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so
Exactly.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nishanji. Actually, yeah. We have to come forward actually, like uh, with my experience, as I mentioned, basically I'm from literature guy, actually oriental studies. I did my bachelor's and second master's in linguistics. What I feel is, first of all, humanities students should open their thinking. Yes, whatever I do, while doing PhD, while doing research, I have to provide some technical digital resource. So if that motivation, if they start, you don't need to, even without knowing Python programming, without knowing any programming, you can use the available tools. We have to learn a little bit about how to train. For example, there is a small baby. If you give him a mango, or if you give him a spicy Andhra mirchi, for him both are same. He can't taste it. A small baby. If you continuously tasting the same food, oh, then he said that, okay, this is sweet, this is salt, something like that. In a similar way, the training period, okay, that providing different kind of foods, okay, that part humanities students and social science students should do. Technical part, computer science, that we need a small bridge. I strongly believe digital humanities is going to be the bridge for these two departments. And now I think from December 23rd onwards, I'm teaching a course in IIT Jodhpur on semantic web applications. That is
Can,
for computer.
can we also join that?
The thing is, yeah, actually, IIT Tirupati people also asked me the same thing.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So think of allowing us.
do you know how?
There won't be many people, just 4 or 5 of us will join.
Okay, let's. I will ask the people. Actually, at the moment, we have 70 students, computer science students registered for this course.
We
Computer science people,
won't
they're,
disturb them. We will only listen to them.
yeah, no. I really want to disturb. I really want to make it a discussion kind of thing. Okay, by your questions, I can learn something new. So no one is really expert or something. We are always students in the universe. I will ask them. I will let you know. Even IIT Tirupati people also asked me to join the course. So I will let you know whether it is possible or not. Otherwise, we can
Because
design
these are the things that we have to hammer into our program. And somewhere, like you gave me a very interesting idea, that why not ask all our PhD students to pick up at least one book and digitize it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
I thought of giving a small exercises like this. So I have given some kind of a Urdu. I know my in Andhra Pradesh we have Urdu. So I have scanned a Urdu document. I want to convert the same document into TAI format manually. So at least they can understand what kind of tags it is. So I will give the schema. The schema will check whether they tagged it correctly or not. I have shown you, right? Just I believe in deleting a small tag greater than, it is saying, yeah, there is error. Yeah, let's see if you probably in future we can do some kind of summer schools or something like that. That is also possible, because I have 80 days school training material. So yeah, teaching all these things at the same time, 2 hours, maybe some people may get afraid and run away from this thing. So I don't want to do the thing. I want to attract people. Hey, it is also easy, we can try it. So that's why I did
yeah,
like this.
actually, when I began, there were a few students whom I had great faith in them, and I thought that they were really technology prone and